All right, UWG Volleyball Weekly ahead of a Alabama trip this weekend, a little closer than normal, playing Alabama, Huntsville, and Montevallo. Coming off of perhaps your biggest weekend of the year thus far.
Mm-hmm.
2 conference wins, Christian Brothers Union, above 500 in the conference, 10 wins on the season. Need I say more? Great weekend for you. Congratulations, and tell us what you thought.
Thank you. Well, yeah, you're right. It was a big weekend. Probably was our biggest weekend. Anytime you go 2-0 on a conference weekend, that's a great achievement. So we took advantage of being at home for a while there and got some wins in the conference to get above 500, and they were really big wins. We knew that we were kind of battling with Christian Brothers in the standings, and we don't have to go there this year. So we knew having this opportunity to play them at home, we needed to take advantage of it, and we were able to. And then Union's a team with they're a mix of seniors and freshmen. It seems like a lot, and sophomores. Maybe they got the young and the old out there together, and have a lot of potential. So I was concerned about that match too, knowing that team's probably going to come together and pile up some wins eventually. And I just didn't want it to start here. So yeah, it was a really good weekend for us, and we're feeling good about where we are, but at the same time not satisfied. Want to continue to improve.
3-1 over the 4-game homestand, and your team really responded after a what could have been a real debilitating loss, going up against West Alabama, and then them coming back. Talk about how your team rebounded after that for those other 3.
Yeah, we lost that West Alabama match in 5 sets, and so we're real close to 4-0, and I think we won the match before that, so we're real close to a 5-match winning streak, which would be great. But we played hard, and both teams competed well in the West Alabama match, and we fell short. But I think one way you recover is you focus on how you play more than the result, especially when you lose. And so we just tried to look at what we did well and the growth that we showed with West Alabama being a more veteran team toward the top of the standings in the conference. And we knew we had played well, and we played a good team and played them toe-to-toe and had control of the match for a couple of sets there in the middle of the match. So we just tried to focus on the positive, and I think we came out of that match disappointed and only momentarily discouraged, after we had just a few minutes to calm down and process it. We were able to talk about it and say, if we keep playing this way and continue to grow like this, then we're going to be in good shape. So let's come back tomorrow and back it up. That's what we said. Let's back up the performance and show that this is real growth and not just an isolated night where we competed with a good team.
Against Christian Brothers and Union, your team hit above 24% for the whole weekend. What do you attribute that to, and how does that how do you build on that?
Yeah, I believe we hit 276 against Christian Brothers and 241 against Union, and there's a lot that goes into that. Normally, I would say passing, ball control had a lot to do with it, but we actually didn't pass as well on this weekend as we did the previous weekend. So we want to improve that. Really, that makes it more impressive that we hit the way we did. And as you said before, astutely, the setter has a lot to do with that. And Maddie Fleming she's an outstanding setter. And we talked before both matches about different places we wanted to attack, places we felt like we could have some success. And it doesn't matter what those matchups are if the setter can't put the ball in the correct location to do the things that you talk about doing. And a lot of times that happens. You feel like you got a great plan and you can execute these things and score in these different ways, and then your setter goes out and doesn't put the ball in the right place, and none of it happens. And so we're fortunate to have a setter that we can talk about what we want to do, and then we go out, she puts the ball there, and then the hitters did a good job with it. So a lot does go back to the setter. Maddie had a good weekend, and she's she's one of the better setters in the Gulf South, I think. Probably an underrated player that's maybe by the end of the year we'll kind of start to get her due for what she does for us.
Now, you've got a veteran who had not had a lot of impact on the season earlier that really kind of emerged this weekend in Faith Pearson. Led us in kills against Union with 11, and really came on strong and put down some pretty heavy balls. Talk about her and her performance.
Yeah, Faith's been coming on. You know, she started the year in the starting lineup and didn't produce as well as she expected or we expected because she had a great spring. And so we used some different people there, people that were playing the best at that time. And we've had, I think, 4 different starters at that spot who've all helped us win matches and done a good job at different times. And we decided coming into the weekend that Faith was the one that was playing the best in practice and that was most likely to produce in those matches. And against Union, it was something, one of those things we talked about before the match. We felt like we needed to score on the right side and that we would be able to score on the right side. And so we talked to Maddie and said we want more sets to go there than we've had going there in previous matches. So we intentionally set the ball there more, and Faith had been playing well in practice, like I said, and she continued that in that match and produced kills with those opportunities.
Moving into this weekend, you've got a rematch with Alabama Huntsville and then Montevallo. Huntsville and Montevallo has been playing some pretty good volleyball throughout the first half of the season. What do you see going into this weekend?
Well, I told Cade, who's a good friend of mine, the coach at UAH, a while back that we weren't really looking forward to coming back. After we won there earlier in the year, it was obviously an upset because they're one of the top few teams in the conference, and we were able to pull that match out the very first weekend of the season, and which is a huge win for us. I know UAH is going to be thinking about that, and they're going to be motivated, and they are a very good team. So I wish we could just count that match as the conference match, but it's a non-conference match because it was a pre-conference tournament. So we have to go back, and I expect it to be a competitive match. I think we can hang in there and hopefully play well enough to give ourselves a chance to win again. And it's going to be a tough match. They've had some tough losses. They've had a lot of 5-set matches, and they beat West Florida at home. And since then they've lost a couple in 5 sets, and so they could very well be undefeated in the conference. I think all of their conference losses have been in 5 sets. So we feel confident about how we're playing and growing, and so we're looking forward to the match, and we certainly expect UAH to be fired up and ready to go. So it should be a lot of fun. Montevallo is one of the teams that beat UAH in 5 sets. They're having a really good year up towards the top of the conference as well. Our schedule's looking kind of tough right now as you look at all these teams that are in the top 5 that we're about to play. And so, I haven't really seen Montevallo a lot. I watched a little bit of video, but we've watched more UAH since that one's coming first. I know they're a well-rounded team that are pretty strong in all positions. They have an outside hitter that's probably one of the top in the league, a big right side blocker that's also a solid hitter, and get some production in the middle, solid libero, setters. I mean, they're a well-rounded team. So, I don't know as much about them as I do about some teams. After today, I can tell you more. But, we're looking forward to that opportunity as well. If we can win a match on the road against one of those teams up toward the top of the conference, that's going to really help our position in the standings. And we only take 6 to the conference tournament. So we're in a battle for that 6th spot right now. And so if we can get one of these wins or 2, then it's going to be a big weekend for us. So we're excited, and that's what we're going to try to do.
You're at the midpoint of your season. What are you? How are you encouraging your team moving into the second half of your schedule and towards potential postseason or anything like that?
Mm-hmm. Well, I told him yesterday I felt like we were a little bit flat at the beginning of practice, and I just told him that I'm pleased with where we are right now and the growth that we've shown. I'm happy about it. Proud of them. But if we're at the same place in 2 weeks, I'm not going to be happy about it, because we need to continue to grow and get better every day and every week. And, we need to be in quite a different place at the end of the season than we are now. For now, this where we are is a good place, but it doesn't need to be the place we stay. So, we're just trying to focus on getting better and growing. And we don't know what matches we're going to win. Sometimes you may go play a good team and play well, but they play well too, and you don't win. And sometimes you might catch a good team on an off night and sneak a win on the road from a good team. And so you don't control all that. We just try to get better and try to play well each time we play, and then the conference standings will take care of themselves. If we're able to do that, I think we'll get some of those wins that we need to get into the conference tournament, which is definitely something we would love to do.
West Georgia, John Mosley on the road this weekend at Alabama Huntsville, at Montevallo. Good luck this weekend, and we'll look forward to seeing you back next week for the UWG Volleyball Weekly.
Thanks, Matt.